Ladies and gentlemen, podcast listeners of all ages, are you bored with traditional and dull real estate content?
Yes!
Do you want to be entertained by the most successful, innovative, and forward-thinking industry professionals?
Yes!
Do you want to elevate your business, be challenged to take action, and raise the bar in your personal and business dojo?
Yes!
Now welcome your ninja host, Jeff Fitzer.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of the Real Estate and Mortgage Content Ninja podcast. And today we have a guest who we've had on before. If you didn't miss it, or if you did miss it the first time, he was on episode number 2. He has become a good friend, a colleague, a business partner, and among many other things, he is a mentor for me and for many of you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Tristan Ahumada of Lab Coat Agents fame. My friend, how are you?
What's up? How you doing, man?
Welcome. So we have a goal today. You know, we have a few topics that we want to discuss. One of them being is Lab Coat Agents, right? So everybody who's anybody, which is hopefully everybody, knows about Lab Coat Agents. But if they don't, let's tell them a little bit about what that is. It's a Facebook page, largest real estate social media group on the planet.
Yep.
And you are the founder. So give the audience just a little bit of background if they never heard of Lab Coat, and then let's tell them about some things that we've got coming up this next year in 2019.
Yeah, all right, man. Thank you. I appreciate the intro. So I'm Tristan, and I did create Lab Coat Agents, and then Nick Baldwin and I founded it about a year after. And what it is, it's a community of real estate agents, real estate brokers, mortgage brokers, and real estate vendors and tech companies that get together to share best practices where real estate agents can succeed at a higher level than where they are at right now. And that's kind of like the overview. We started as a group, like you said, but then we moved into an actual company. We became a media/education company. And we have the largest community of agents in the world. So that says a lot, man.
Very, very powerful. And the premise of the group, if you don't know, is it's all about sharing. It's all about collaboration. Specifically, well, there really is no specific. You can share pretty much anything you want, any question you have towards any real estate transaction. But I would say the strongest suit is probably discussing topics like the latest and greatest technology, lead gen and lead conversion. Expand upon that just a little bit on what people will find in Lab Coat.
Well, people are going to find lots of questions to real estate specific questions. Like, for instance, people come in and say, well, look, I'm in this situation, or I had this problem with a client. How should I approach it the next time? And then you also find people sharing at a higher level systems and processes that work in real estate. Like, for example, how to do expireds nowadays instead of just focusing on the old school methods. People bring in new methods and say, hey, look, are you thinking about doing this and this and this as well? Same with farming, open houses, and following up with conversion. The way that it started was that I was going around speaking on online lead conversion. That was my claim to fame. And so I brought that directly into the group. And when I did, people reacted in a positive way. They're like, oh, I never really thought of doing it that way. So it came from me sharing a system for online lead conversion. And then it grew from there. Everybody felt like they could share something about something. But that's where it stemmed from.
And and let me just tell you, it is intense. There is, as of current count, it's 90,185 members. And they didn't grow that way because they just accept anybody. We actually have Lab Coat actually has somebody who is vetting every single request to be in the group to make sure they are a fit. They regularly will kick people out for just being negative, talking down to people, that sort of thing. So it is moderated, right?
As a matter of fact, I'm going to kick somebody out right now. I'm joking.
It doesn't surprise me. It happens almost every single day. That's how serious this is. In fact, how many moderators, I think you call them professors, do you have in the group?
Last time I checked, we had a total of 32 people on the back. We're all working together to make sure Lab Coat Agents maintains its integrity, right?
That's a beautiful thing. So let's segue over that. That's a general premise. Again, if you don't know Lab Coat Agents and you are in the real estate profession, I would highly recommend you get there. Go check it out. It's on Facebook. Go request to become a member. There are also some spin-off groups. If you're a mortgage guy, there's a Lab Coat Lenders page. If you're a broker, there's a Lab Coat Brokers page. There's even a book club. There's several other groups as well. So check that out. But most importantly, and one of the things we're most excited about talking about is the live events. And so Lab Coat last year started their first ever live event right in San Diego. It was a 3-day event. The keynote was Aaron Brockovich. So it was very, very high level. And they have now evolved to the point in 2019, they're really going to step up and make a hell of a lot more noise. And we are going to start doing live events. And we are kicking that off here in St. Louis, Missouri, my hometown, for a 1-day, super intense live event. Tristan,
super packed.
That's super packed. Tell us a little bit more about the event and what to expect.
Well, we thought, we have this one event in the West Coast for 3 days every year, right? We've been doing it for like 3 or 4 years. And we get such a great response to how it's completely different than all the rest of the events out there, because we're primarily focused on agents and growing their business through systems and processes rather than theoretical methods, right? And so we said, why not do this across the nation, maybe 4 to 6 times a year, and make them a 1-day event, super packed, super compact, bringing in the best speakers that can speak to agents directly. And so we have people like, Nick Baldwin and myself and Kevin Markarian, Carrie Shull, and Sharon, but everybody knows Bubba in the area. So Bubba, Michael Hellickson, Noel. We've got some amazing, talented agents that focus on different parts of the real estate business that can help you grow that part. And I mean, look, we've got Kevin Markarian, who grew his business, who was a single agent, into a team, then into a brokerage in the process of 4 years. Not only that, it's an amazing brokerage. It's on the Inc. 500. It ranked 300, I think.
He's pretty high. Yeah,
it's pretty high. But that's pretty amazing to go from a single agent to a huge team to then a huge brokerage. And then Carrie Shull, who's going to close I don't even know how many transactions. I thought it was like 500 transactions, but I could be wrong.
It's something I know that her numbers just in December alone are going to be crazy. I want to say I heard 1 million GCI or something like that, and it's going to be crazy.
So you look at somebody like that also, who started again as a single agent and then grew into a team and then grew into a brokerage, right? So they're leaving you clues along the way. And then people also on the tech side, like Howard Tager, who created Tiger Lead Solutions way back in the day as like one of the original websites / lead generating companies, and who now has Ylopo, which is a marketing platform for us. But he's got a lot of knowledge to show you where things are coming from and where things are going. And then Sharon, CEO of Kingston Lane, and was also an owner of a company called Telus out here in the West Coast. They just recently sold to Douglas Elliman for, a few $1 billion.
Couple bucks.
And then it's good to see his process and how he developed this company and brings a huge amount of culture to wherever he goes, which is huge. Bubba and Michael Hellickson, both coaches, and they're both exposed to so many different agents and scenarios that we always love to have them speak. Then Noelle Nielsen, if you haven't heard of her, you got to Google her. Her videos are absolutely high quality and amazing and different. Take a look at her. She's going to be there. And then a local panel of local agents like Joseph McSaysay and Sarah Tadlock. Mm-hmm. And I think we've got 2 other people that we didn't put on here. We're
still vetting. We've got a list of about 5 or 6 people currently, and we're still taking if you want to call it, we're taking applications, if you will. And by that, I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us what it is that is kind of your go-to topic. And we're trying to find the biggest variety to where we can really impress everybody who shows up that day and give them some knowledge bombs that they may or may not have ever never thought of.
And you'll be on as well, of course.
I will be there as well. I am nothing to speak about, but I will make sure I jazz up the room a little bit, and we're going to have a good time. In fact, actually, we're missing Brittany Howard's another one. I was just going through my notes as we speak, and we're going to get her added to the site. She's based out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So one thing to point out with this as well, for anybody who is in the Midwest or anywhere listening to this, the thing about these events is we're not just poaching people from, St. Louis within a 100, 200 mile radius. I mean, these people are coming from California, several of them. Carrie comes from Arlington, Virginia, the Washington, D.C. area. Let's see, Bubba is local. He's the only local one other than the panel. I believe Noel comes from Minneapolis, Minnesota, that area. And then Brittany is going to come from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So they're coming from all over the place. So
yeah, they are. It's all across the nation. So you can get a feel of what's working, not just in one area like St. Louis. What's working across, which gives you exposure to what you can be doing as well. That's really been our secret for growth, being able to connect with people doing different things in different areas and being exposed to that. And the most amazing thing about this is the tickets are only $50.
Yeah, super inexpensive. And for those of you out there, you're welcome. I lobbied for that. The boys at Labcoat listened to me, so I appreciate that. And we wanted to make it affordable because here's the deal. These kind of events are not inexpensive to put on. So, I felt like it was important to make sure we brought the value, and then you see how valuable it is, because this is the whole premise behind Lab Coat Agents to me is so powerful and has been so impactful to me, because if there's one, I've learned a lot, but if there's one thing that's probably the most powerful is the concept of just sharing, is being willing to give. And if you've grown up and you've been in the real estate business for as long as I have, or for as long as a lot of people have, which is 10, 15, 20 years, it's a very hyper-competitive industry, and everybody thinks that they have their own little secret, right? But that's not the case. And Tristan is the epitome of this. So is Nick, where, they find a strategy that works. And the first thing they do is they go share it with the world, not just their team, not just the people that they make money off of, but they share it with everybody. And there's enough business out there for all of us. So let's collaborate. And there are enough bad apples in this industry that's inevitable. We're never going to get rid of them, but let's get together. Those of us who want to share, who realize there is enough business to be had, and let's learn from each other, and let's educate ourselves and invest in your business. There's only going to be 250 people in this room, and it's only $50. This will sell out. So which one of you 250 are the ones who are going to make a difference in your business? And get your butt in gear. January 8th, it's going to be an all-day event. For those of you who are local, it's at the St. Louis Association of Realtors office. They actually have a venue downstairs for this sort of thing. So that's where it will be. We're going to have a happy hour the night before. We're calling it a VIP happy hour, where it's going to be somewhat intimate. We're going to keep it confined to roughly 50 people, where you're going to get some one-on-one time with guys like Tristan. All of these speakers, any of them that are in town, they're going to be spending a little bit of time with you. Then we'll have a happy hour the night after, the night of the event. That'll be just right across the street at a nearby restaurant. Soak this up. We are going to have box lunches at the event. We're going to literally just eat right through the event because we've got so much content.
Yeah.
We're packed.
We're going to go.
Yeah. Be prepared. Mark off your calendar. Make yourself available. You don't want to miss this. So, all right, Tristan, I think we covered that one from A to Z. Let's talk about another exciting thing that's happening in 2019 that we're rolling out here soon, which is another giving thought, which is the Lab Coat Agents podcast. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that. Everybody knows what a podcast is, but I tell you what, we are lining up some killer guests, and I'll let Tristan tease you on that one.
Yeah, so the idea behind our podcast and why we jumped in so late was because we're doing so much already, and we're like, a podcast? It wasn't until you jumped in to help out that we decided to do it, Jeff, so thank you.
You bet. And obviously you're listening to this podcast right now, or we hope you are. And, that was part of the premise. Tristan and I were hanging out at a recent mastermind, and they were talking about it. And I said, let's just do it. And now here we are. We're about ready to actually record episode number 0 today. Now, it's probably not going to roll out until after January 1 or right around there. But keep a lookout. Make sure you get subscribed. We're going to have some killer guests. Tristan, I'll let you, if you want to tease some of the guests.
Well, look, the idea of our podcast is we're exposed to so many amazing people. And rather it just be a conversation between me and that amazing person, or Nick and that amazing person. We want to sit down with them and talk to them for 20 to 30 minutes to see how they created their business and how they took it from A to Z. Really quick podcast, 20 minutes, 30 minutes max. And we're going to be interviewing the top people across the nation, not necessarily all of them in real estate. If we get 1 or 2 or 3 in real estate, that's amazing. But we're also going to interview people that are doing things at a high level, like Hal Elrod, where he created the Morning Miracle. He's going to be a person we interview. And obviously, Sharon, he's an amazing guy. Mm-hmm. And we're going to interview people like Roland Frazier, who's just a marketing genius, right?
One of the smartest guys you'll ever hear talk.
Yeah. So people that you may not necessarily know of, but you need to know. And then we're going to have people like Mark Spain, like Gary Ashton. Mark Spain's like a huge, huge team. Gary Ashton's the #1 real estate agent in RE/MAX all across the world. And you're going to be able to listen to how they created their business. It doesn't matter what level you are or where you want to be. You're going to be able to learn something from that process. That's the idea, man.
I love it. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, if you know of any guests or you have any suggestions on guests, please let us know, because we're open to it. It's going to be just like everything LCA does. It's going to be intense, and we're going to be putting out a lot of episodes because we want to provide a lot of content to you. So please share if you have any ideas. If you know anybody who would be interested in being a guest who is at a very, very, very high level. And like Tristan said, not just real estate. We're gonna try to interview guys like Jesse Itzler and people like that as well, who are just very high success stories and have great stories, inspirational stories. And that's what we want. We want to just be able to share with you to hopefully lift you up and give you another kick in the rear, not only professional life but also your personal life.
Yeah, man, that's about it.
Cool. So, okay, last thing, my man. So here we are. You were number 2 guest, and now you're somewhere in the 20s or 30s. I lost count. So my podcast, so now that I'm shifting over and have had the honor of being a co-host on the Lab Coat Agents podcast, which, by the way, is a huge honor, and I'm humbled by it, and I'm excited for it and looking forward to really making it kick ass. I am going to be shifting this podcast because a lot of the content that LCA puts out is going to be similar to what I do, except they're probably going to kick my podcast butt. So I am going to shift my podcast beginning in 2019 to what I'm going to call a broker blitz. And I will promote this here very soon. And what that is if you are a real estate agent, or you're in the real estate industry, or you're a broker, or you're a team leader, or whatever you are, if you feel like your leader, your broker, your manager would like to be on this podcast, would like to promote their brand, promote their office, promote their team, that's what I want to make it all about. So I want to create media for you. So I'm going to interview you. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you what makes your business model different, what makes your culture different, what separates you from the other local real estate offices. And then you use that as a tool to market and promote yourself. So, again, we promote these on all social media platforms. We go obviously from Facebook to Twitter to LinkedIn to Instagram. We'll get them all out there. And then obviously it's up to you to share. You'll get copies of this and use it as an opportunity. So if you know anybody, if you are someone who wants to get on that list, please let me know. I'm going to start compiling a list here very, very soon. And we're going to start interviewing people as of the first of the year to roll out the Broker Blitz and make this podcast all about promoting your brand, your office, your team, and really hopefully help blow up your business. And I don't care where you are in the country, whether that's anywhere from the Midwest to the East Coast to the West Coast to Hawaii to Alaska. I don't care. Wherever you are, I want to talk to you. So please let me know, and we're going to do that. So Tristan, do you have anything else you would like to share today, my friend?
It's cold in California.
Dude, don't even go there. It's 30 degrees here. And if you're watching this, which I don't think most people do, ironically, we logged into our video chat today and we're both wearing beanie caps. And of course, he's cold. It's a balmy 50 degrees in Southern California right now. Nobody feels sorry for you, my friend. We're gonna get Noelle on the show and ask her what the temperature is up in Minnesota.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for having me, dude.
All right, brother, man. Thanks a lot. We'll be talking to you soon.
Thanks.
If you're looking to elevate your business, aligned with continual innovation and evolution, Jeff wants to talk to you. Go to FitzerMortgageTeam.com and connect with him today.